Joe.
Greetings. 'Tis us, the hairy game lords, and a few of us in lockdown have been playing this. Valknut. What do we think? Find out. Excellent. Well, oh, you go first. Ladies,
after you.
I'm the lady.
Ladies first, you go.
Thank you. This game. I mean, I've not chatted to you, have I, Pete, about it? We've both, because we're in lockdown, we've gone off. We've borrowed it from each other and we've played it in our different locations. And I absolutely love this game. Wow, it's just brilliant.
I feel exactly the same. And there are, there's a lot of Kickstarters and things out there for huge, massive, big boxes that don't fit in a Kallax. That you need, come in a box that requires a forklift truck to lift it in. This is a small box. It's a game that basically is, in essence, a few cards and some punch tokens. And it's such a brilliant game. I played it with my wife and son. I played it with my son as a 2-player. Then my wife came and joined us as a 3-player. I just love the fact it plays so quickly. It's one of those games you finish and you start another game straight away. And you could play this for a good, as long as you play some of those really big, meaty, big box games. But you'd get 10, 15 games in, and you'd keep loving it. It's just so good.
Yeah. Yes, brilliant. So, I mean, I managed the bearded lady, so I'm going to talk about the artwork. And I absolutely love the artwork on it. That kind of cartoony kind of style, really, really fun, nice kind of bold colours on there. But again, so the artwork is great, but even on sort of like the cards where you're battling, you're skirmishing, even that, the artwork is brilliant. There's little details on, there's little kind of like camping scenes and little rivers and stuff like that. What's this one here? Little dragon flying along. So the artwork is beautiful. The component quality, again, it's just some cards and then some little kind of like punched out units and stuff like that. Again, all kind of card. Really, really nice quality. Yeah. And so you're playing the game, and as Pete said, it plays brilliantly and it plays quickly, and you just want to keep on playing it. But not only that, the components are really nice as well. So it feels nice in your hand. It looks great on the table.
Yeah, and in terms of it, I mean, Andrew's mentioned it's a skirmish game, so you're battling against each other to be either the last man standing, or if you run, or it kind of then becomes an area control in terms of who's got the most units, scoring units out on the table if you manage to use all the cards. Basically, the cards are areas of land, and you lay cards, and that increases the land that you're able to fight on. And what I really liked, it's such a simple set of mechanics. So you lay a card, that card has got a number on it, that's the number of movement actions you've got. And your job is to move your characters, and basically they can move. A move is along any one axis, so either going up or across, no diagonal movement, so only orthogonal, and you can move until you need to stop. You can stop earlier, but you can move until you have to stop because you hit an obstacle, be that an opponent's unit, or it could be an area of land that you can't cross because there's grassland, every meadow that everybody can cross, but there's forests, there's rivers, there's rocky terrain. And the next addition to the game is the fact that you've got kind of multiple player, asymmetric player powers. So each sort of race that you can pick at the start has got often different numbers of units. So you've got some where they've got very few but very powerful units, and you've got some who are, have got indispensable or dispensable units that have got loads of little characters that kind of don't score well, but you've then got a lot more to rally against your opponent. And what you have to do to knock an opponent's unit off is get them either stuck between a piece of, look at them there,
Look at this, just the one unit for this
Yeah,
giantess.
the
Brilliant.
giantess is just one unit, but she's double the size of everybody else, so she's more difficult to knock out. And the way you knock a unit out is you basically surround them on one plane, either side. And when you've done that, that unit is removed from the board. And so you're kind of, they're not dead. They can that unit is they're just removed from the board. They can be brought back another later on in the game, or you can get them stuck between a piece of a piece of rock, or stuck between a rock and a hard place, if you like. So it's really simple. You're just sliding your pieces up and down and across, trying to block in your opponents. But then you've got to think carefully. You slide on, take that one out, and then leave yourself completely open to an attack, and that might be a thing that swings the game. And so you've got to balance making sure you're protecting enough of your own units, because if you're wiped off the board, you lose. Yeah. If at any point you're off the board, all your units are off the board, you've lost. So it's balancing that out is great. So in a 2-player game, we often ended up with one person losing by virtue of being knocked out. When we played the 3-player game, it was different. It went on a little bit longer, was a little bit more tactical. There had to be more tactics because you had to work out the other players around, and it went down to number of units left on the board. It wasn't an all-out attack. It was down. So it plays differently each time. There's you've got you've got a large number of races that you can pick, all of whom play differently. There's randomization of the cards as they come out. So there's a whole lot of replayability in this box, and it's so fast. It's just great fun. Easy to learn and pick up. Within 2 turns, you know what you're doing. And yeah, just so much fun. Loved it.
Yeah, rulebook's really nice to read as well. Lots of pictures in there to help you understand. I mean, it's so easy. I picked it up that I'm a stickler. I don't really like rules and reading and stuff like that, but I learned it really quick. I think it comes with 8 different factions in the box. And what's great about it is there's lots of replayability because, like Pete said, you play the game and you're like, oh, let's try out. You finish the game, you're like, right, I'm going to try out this faction. And so you work your way through all the different factions, and then you kind of like pick out those ones that are favorites of yours. You go back and you try and you kind of get your skill up and your strategy in with maybe those favorites that you've played with. Great game. Brilliant. Love that it's in a tiny box, and you can easily put that into your bag, or if you have a massive clown's pocket, you could put it in the pocket. But
you wouldn't need to take the box. It comes with with a few baggies. The way I set it up, I've got 2 factions in each little bag, so it's easy to set up. You're not having to search through, and then you've got the deck of cards, which is basically your land map that you're going to take. Though a couple of baggies, they would go in your pocket, and this would be the kind of game that you could have a fun with at a pub or at a mate's house without having to sort of carry a huge bag of games.
Yeah, very good. I thought this had the markings of you, Pete. The way that you're organising. Very good.
Yeah. You know me. Speed up that pack down and set up time. The little bit of time spent there saves you hours of setup. So not that this game would take hours to set up. Dead quick. Brilliant game. Absolutely huge thumbs up from this guy. Loved it.
And from this hairy game lord.